Hey there, welcome to Tod Talks, the podcast where we're shining a light on brilliant local businesses making life better for families with little ones. I'm Bill from Toddler Belt, and in each episode we'll have a natter with one of our amazing partners, finding out what makes them tick, how they're helping parents, and how being part of the Toddler Belt family is helping them thrive. So grab a cuppa, put your feet up if the kids will let you, and let's dive in. Hi guys, thanks so much for coming. I know who you are and what you do, but why don't you, in your own words, tell us who you are and what you do?
Yeah, okay. So we are Richard Pearce Wealth Management. We advise people on their finances. So whether that is pensions, investments or protection, we're here to help.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So my name's Chloe, part of Richard Pearce Wealth Management. So Rich is the one that advises the people, the financial advisor, and I'm more back office, so business development and operations management.
Almost the harder job, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
She runs the business. I just go and see clients.
I think that's something we need to bring up straight away, is that it's a family business, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so there's lots of synergy of what we're doing and what you guys are doing. So yeah, let's just dive into it a little bit. Like, how's it going? What's it like? I know you've got some children. Like, I'm the school run dad. So how are you managing everything? How's it working?
Yeah, it's very different. So I started the business about 5 years ago. I left a previous employer of 17 years. Wanted to do something for myself. Where I was working, they took away pensions from us. And pensions is my real passion. Pensions, you can make a real difference to someone's lives. Yeah. You know, there's no better feeling to say to someone, actually, with the work we've done, you don't have to wait till 68 to retire. You can retire at 65. That's what I love doing, educating people. And we call it designing your retirement. And that's what it's all about. So I took the decision to leave and start my own business 5 years ago. Chloe still continued to work. And then in May 2024, one of our sons got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And it became quite apparent that me running the business and Chloe working full time, it just wasn't possible with someone with type 1 diabetes who was only 9 at the time. Wow. So about a year ago, we took the plunge and Chloe decided that she did want to come across to the business. And, you know, it was a big commitment because, you know, losing one salary to then paying a salary, it was quite a big move. But it's something that I wish I'd done a lot earlier.
Yeah, and I think not just from a business perspective, but from a balance perspective. Yeah. So before Rich started his own business, he wasn't ever doing the school runs. It was very much leaving early in the morning, coming home late at night. And so now we can both get involved in the school runs, and we've got that balance where we can choose, like, if the kids have got a school play or sports day, we can be there, and it's not that panic of, oh my goodness, am I going to get the time off work? Yeah. So you work really hard, but we do that because we want balance with our family.
And that's exactly where we are and why I'm doing this. Like, I had a brilliant career in the events industry, hospitality, predominantly fireworks, like travelling the country, letting them off, looking after the boots on the ground, getting the guys setting off fireworks, doing it myself. It was sales and operations in the day and evenings and weekends letting off fireworks. Super great. And I learnt so much whilst I was there. Yeah. But with a small family, like, I was gone before the kids got up, and in the peak season, I was home before that. Like, I just never saw them, and like we've brought these girls into the world, and I sort of wanted to be I'm very much a hands-on dad, and like the job it wasn't difficult, but it wasn't flexible because of the nature of the industry. So I just went, you know what? I took a step back. I was a proper school run, stay at home dad for a bit. And then I went, come on, there's something more here to do. And that's where we sort of found Toddler About, and I was like, what's on, where to go? And it sort of, it found me, I found it, and it was just like, it completed the circle. Yeah. But being flexible and present in the kids' lives is like number one priority for me.
Yeah. It's huge.
And that's the same for us. And I bet you've seen a difference in your children. Like I have. massively with our kids. If they are used to us being there and they love spending that time, and we are, like, usually talk about, oh, what about when mummy did used to work full time, like, did you used to like that? And they used to say, well, Freddie in particular, our youngest, would be like, oh no, I love mummy being around now. And and it's those things that when you're making a difference to your clients' lives and you feel like you're really doing well within a business, but you can still do that at home, like, for us, that's everything. And so it's such a great feeling.
One of our, like, my proudest moment was, like, one of the girls was upset, and me and my wife Emily, we were both there, and she got herself in she worked herself so much because she was like, I don't know who to run to because you're both here. Yeah. And, like, it was just like, I was like, well, come to both of us. Like, it's absolutely fine. But she was just like, but mum's here and dad's here. What do I do? I was just like, just whoever you want. Like, no one has favourites. Well, I think we know it's mum, but it was just a nice, but, like, it's they could come to us with their problems, both of us equally. And that just made us feel really nice.
It makes you feel so special. You know, whenever there's a school play on or that they're doing a show and tell, it's both of us that always go. And you can see them waiting and watching to see who's coming in. And when it's both of you, they've got this big smile. And you see other children that only have one of their parents come, or sometimes not even any of their parents. And it's absolutely heartbreaking. We didn't want that. We wanted to always be there for the kids and be there for every event they've done.
Yeah, we like, and they want you there, like, for the full, every show, the matinee, the after school one. But I said, someone will be there for all of them. One of them, both of us will be there. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're not coming to everyone. I was like, someone will be there. It won't be an empty chair, mate. Come on.
Yeah. There is a lot of pressure for working parents.
So let's just, like, dive into, like, what you're doing around the business. Like, you're a family business, like, and I think what we like. I'm going to be completely honest here. I hadn't heard of Richard Pearce Wealth Management until I bumped into Chloe at all the networking. It's almost a pride of passion if I've seen Chloe there, I'm in the right place because stuff's happening. This must be a good one because Chloe's here.
Oh, that's really nice.
So, like, and you're partnered with, or you do a lot with the Hampshire hospitals, as do we. But I think you're doing a lot more than we are, to be honest.
Yeah, so we're really passionate about it, mainly because of Archie. So Archie got diagnosed. We'd had dealings with Hampshire hospitals. Our youngest was born in a Hampshire hospital. So we knew that they supported, but we never appreciated everything that our NHS done for us. When Archie was diagnosed, we knew nothing about type 1 diabetes, let alone how to manage not just the condition, but the emotional side that comes with dealing with it on a daily basis. And he was 8 at the time. He was 9 when I joined Richard Pearce Wealth Management. He was having to learn that he had this condition that would be there for life and he would have to deal with it. And actually our biggest struggle was the emotional side of it, of helping him and guiding him through that, because we'd never done that as parents before. And we were struggling. We were grieving this life that we thought we were going to have with our son. And yes, he's going to be fine, but life is very, very different. And we never envisioned that for him. So it was a struggle. And Hampshire hospitals really helped us, not just with managing the diabetes, but the psychological help. They offered that. And it was incredible. And it helped us as parents and Archie to get over that. So once that happened, we took a step back and thought, we need to do something to say thank you here. We need to talk about the incredible things that Hampshire hospitals have done, because on the news you mainly see negatives around the wait times with the NHS and all these things that are going wrong, that we wanted to raise money for an incredible charity as well as sharing everything that they do. So it's something we're really passionate about. And for us as a business, I feel like we can talk about us then. There's loads of different financial advisors out there. Not many people know about how to retire and design their retirement or manage their finances, because we're not taught it at school. So if we can show as an accessible business that really cares about the community and our family, I think that helps our clients find us and then want to work with us. So for us, it's just this huge part of our business that brings everything together in one. So that's why we're really passionate about it.
And that comes across. Like, we can tell you're passionate about it. And how is Archie now?
Yeah, he's okay. He's doing really well. So he's on a pump now. So that stops most of the injections, which is good for me because I've got a phobia of needles.
Oh wow!
So having to inject your own son every time he eats isn't easy. So he's got a pump and he's on a sensor, and it seems to be, we've gone through quite a few sensors. This one seems to be working really well. And that's a massive difference. But he really struggled to start with psychologically. It took him a long time to realise that actually this is a condition for life. When he first went into hospital, he thought he'd come out, give a couple of weeks and he'd be back to normal. Yeah. And it took him a few months really to really think, this is my life now. And I am different to other children. But we've now turned that into, it's his superpower. And he's now going out doing talks to other children and schools.
I saw you posted something on LinkedIn about this.
Yeah.
So, tell me more about that and like how he's reaching the masses.
Yeah, you're probably best to talk about it.
So he actually won a Pride of Andover award. So
I knew he won something. So I'm glad you said it was the Pride of Andover.
Yeah, Young Person of the Year award. So he was diagnosed in May. So we made a pledge that every May, and last May was his first one, May 2024, that instead of seeing it as a negative time, let's do something really positive with this of your anniversary of when you was diagnosed. So last May, he used a VR headset to travel around the world, 50 countries, and he was going to walk 50 miles, but he actually done 80 in the end in May. And he raised over £4,000. And through that, we used our business social media where we'd talk about diabetes, about carbohydrate counting, how it works with his, at the time, injections, and then how the pump works. And yeah, we reached the masses. And at Pride of Andover, he made us so proud, didn't he? Because one thing he said that's really stuck with us is, even if you've got type 1 diabetes, nothing holds you back. And that's what I want to show people, that you're not alone and nothing will get in the way. And for us to see that from him, we were just in awe and just thought, God, things have changed so much from that day he was diagnosed to everything he's learned, and now the learnings he's taken forward and how he's supporting other people. And so he's doing that again in May 2026, and every year he'll be doing something for charity and raising awareness for type 1 diabetes.
What a champion.
Yeah, we're really proud.
Definitely, like in like, if you can share with us the links and things like that, we can everyone can check out the website and sort of maybe watch Archie's journey.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know there's a few bits that we can't sort of dive into, but let's talk about like your day-to-day, the family business. Like what does a typical day in wealth management look like?
Yeah, so for us, we've got around 300 clients at the moment. So over 5 years, that's pretty good. We've built our business just through referrals. So as long as, my ethos is, if I do a really good job for this person, they're going to tell their brother, their sister, their friends and family that actually there's a really good advisor. I don't see myself as a financial advisor. I call myself a financial educator.
Yeah.
So the way I wish I approach it, and it's mainly on pensions. As I said, pensions is my real passion. It's looking at what they've got and how we can improve things. So, for example, if I said to 100 people, tell me who your pensions are with, what the current value of those pensions are, or what income are those pensions going to give you at retirement, about 99 of those hundreds will say, I can't answer all those questions.
Yeah.
So it's about educating on who the pensions are with, where they're invested, what the value is, what we're predicting the value to be at a set retirement age, and whether they've got shortfalls for the retirement or actually they're on course for a really good retirement. And it's educating them through cash flow forecasting of where they are, where they want to get to, and how do we get there, and making sure the pensions are invested in the right ways, they're investing the right amount to give them the retirement they want. The issue we see a lot is it's quite a taboo subject. People don't like talking about retirement until they're literally at retirement age, and at that stage it's too late. They don't have the amount. They realise they thought they'd have a lot more than they've got, and then they don't get the retirement they want.
Because there's no way of us relying on a state pension, right?
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what age we're going to get a state pension? And you've got to. We call it the retirement jigsaw puzzle. So there's loads of pieces to your retirement. Pensions is just one of those pieces. So you got your personal pensions, your state pension. It could be future inheritance. It could be moving and downsizing and releasing equity. There's lots of components to your retirement. So let's have a look at the components you've got to play with. Do you think you're going to get inheritance? Will you downsize? Right, now we know what pieces we got. Let's put those pieces into the jigsaw puzzle so we can see a clear picture now, even though you're 20 years away, of what your retirement's going to be. And this is what we need to do to get there.
So without giving financial advice here, we're a small business. We've got a mortgage on our house, and I'm obviously self-employed, running a limited business here. Pensions is not on my agenda, because I've got tax bills, I've got all the other things to pay for.
Yeah.
Pensions can just wait.
Yeah.
Because there's not loads of money coming in. There's not like, and these small businesses that we work with, they're not turning over loads of money. So they're probably not thinking about pensions, but should they be?
Absolutely. So especially if you're a limited company, whatever you put into a pension, every penny's offset against your corporation tax. So if you've got a corporation tax bill of £5,000, £10,000, but you put £10,000 into a pension because you're lucky enough to have that amount to put in, that's and you pay 25% corporation tax, that's £2,500 off your corporation tax bill. So you're doing two things. You're reducing your corporation tax bill immediately, and you're building a legacy for your future. And that's what I always say to people. So when you build a business, there's no guarantee that business is going to be there to sell in the future. But if you're saving into a pension and that business, if it doesn't, you don't get to sell it or something happens to that business, at least you've created some sort of legacy by paying into a pension and saved a bit of tax along the way.
Okay. And like, I think there's definitely a conversation that I need to have with you. Like, but we're like our next 5-year plan is to bring my wife into the business
that's really exciting.
because like what. There's no. I'm the salesman, like, and then like, I'm having to go at all the other bits. Soon as Emily can jump in with us full time, like with the business will tenfold. Yeah. Like there's no doubt about that because she's just got skills that I just do not have. But then let's do that sensibly. Like we need to incorporate her in a proper way. But then it might not. She might say no. She wants to keep her day job, but we need to employ someone.
Yeah,
and it's all about doing it at the right time as well. So I see some clients or prospects, and they say, "Yeah, I need to save X amount into my pension," and we do a lot of budget planning. And I say to them, "Look, if you're going to pay this money a month into a pension, it's going to detriment your life now. You know, I don't want you paying into the pension and having beans on toast 5 nights a week for you and your kids, because there's one guarantee I can give you, and that is you may not see your retirement. So." You don't want to make all the sacrifices now to not see a retirement. Yeah. So it's got to be yin and yang. So I'll only advise that they save into the pension if I can evidently see it's affordable and it's not going to impact their life now. It's important to treat your kids now, have those holidays, and you don't want to pay into a pension and sacrifice those things for something that may never happen.
Potentially, it's always going to be the jam tomorrow.
Yeah.
You might not get that jam sandwich.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's say if... me or someone was engaging with you and you are helping us, like what's that relationship look like? Are you is it a one and done, or are you constantly talking to us and saying how's it coming, it's year end, it's this, like, because you're not the accountant, right? You're the other bits.
So it's not a one and done. So when we first meeting with clients, we have 3 or 4 meetings with them. So we have a first little coffee chat, get to know them, make sure they're happy with me, and vice versa. We then do a fact-finding session, so gathering lots of information. It's impossible to give good advice without being really nosy with that person. We'll then go away. In many cases, we send off what's called letters of authorities, because we want to see what pensions they've got, what the value of those pensions are, where they're invested, making sure they're all aligned up. And if not, we can do something with them. And then we present the advice to them. And at that stage, they say, yeah, we're really happy, or actually, it's not for us, but thank you for your time. Once that's done and they're on board as a client, we have constant touch points. So we're emailing them weekly with updates of how markets are going and how that impacts them in their pensions. As a must, we will review their finances at least once a year. And I like to do that face to face with them. So it's not a one and done. It's constant talking, constant keeping up to date, making sure they're in the right risk profile, they're on course to the right retirement. And a lot of my clients become friends. A lot of my clients start adding me on Facebook and become friends, and sometimes the meetings turn into a bit of lunch or coffee in a coffee house, and that's what I love.
I suppose whenever anyone says to me, "Oh, I'm a financial advisor. I run a wealth management business. I'm an accountant," I go, "Oh, that sounds really boring and tedious." Yeah. But I think, like, from doing things like this and getting out there and the fun social side on LinkedIn or wherever you are, like, you can say, no, we're still humans. I'm not a stuffy person in an office. We're practicing what we preach, and we're living this life.
Yeah. And talking about our family really help us do that. And that's what our clients say. Like when you speak to them or I speak to them and they go, oh, I saw your social media post about what you've done this weekend with the kids.
Yeah.
And it just brings it to life because people find that relatable. Like everyone's got some sort of family.
Yeah.
So being able to show why we do what we do and that we treat our clients like our own community, I think it brings that to life. And that's what makes us different, I believe.
Does that feel natural to you guys, or is it out your comfort zone?
It's a little bit out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert.
Right.
So before Chloe came on board, I didn't do any networking. If I went to a networking event, I'd be the one stood in the corner waiting for someone to hopefully approach me.
Yeah.
Put me in front of a client talking about pensions, I'm away.
You're the man.
I'm the man. I'm really good at that. But put me in a room full of lots of people, I get nervous. But Chloe shines. She's brilliant.
We're very different. And you talking about your wife in the same way is, I think that's why marriages work, because people are yin and yang, and you've got your strengths and your weaknesses. And in the business, it feels like that for us, doesn't it? We're both very different. So that means we can sometimes clash over things. But actually, a lot of the time, we work really well together. And when I first came on board, Rich was like, right, I want you to do the social media. And I want you to do this, this, and this. And in my head, I was thinking, absolutely not. Like, I'm doing what I want to do. And what I feel comfortable with is talking about our family, telling our story, talking about Hampshire Hospital's charity. And because that is really authentic and it's real life. And I think when it's not, that's very, very obvious.
We say it a lot. Like I must say it at least every podcast. And I say it to all my customers. I went, people by people, like, be genuine, because if you're going to do one thing and then say one thing and do another, it's not the service you're providing. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and hold me to account. If I'm not delivering, pull me up. I do take it super personally, and that's I think that's why we're getting our wins, is because I do take everything people say to us and about us really personally. But I was like, right, that's an actionable step. Let's go fix that problem. Like, I don't want people feeling like this. It's not my vibe.
Yeah.
So and this is like the podcast. Like when I said to Emily, we're going to start the Toddle About podcast stuff, and she was just like, yeah, this is a you thing. I won't touch it with a barge pole. Thank you very much. Because she's the introvert. She doesn't want to be doing it. But as we grew, it was coming through. She could see what we're doing. She went, I think I want once every 3 months, we're going to do the me and her go through the magazine. And to be honest, she gives me a bit of a grilling, and she says, right, this is what's happening in the next 3 months, and she really roles reversed, and it was sort of like, so she can put like the business spin on the stats and the thing, the data that she loves. So that's what we're doing. And like, if I said to her, come on, can you go do a bit of networking for me, she would still say, no, that's a you job, Bill.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
So what's the messaging that you want to get out there to people that they probably don't already know about you guys? Like, who's your ideal customer? And how can they find out about you?
So anyone that wants to get nosy about their own pensions and retirement, and not many people do that. We want to focus on people that want to plan for your retirement. We call it designing your retirement. You don't have to just sit there and pay into a normal pension through your employers and hope for the best, that when you get to a retirement age, whenever that will be, that you're going to get a good retirement. There are things you can do now where we can educate you on what you can do, and we can help design that retirement, put that jigsaw puzzle pieces together and give you the retirement you want. We can't guarantee you'll get to retirement, but if you do, what we'll do is give you the best retirement possible. So anyone who wants to learn more about their retirement and their pensions, we're here to help them.
Oh, great.
And I think a message is, what we really pride ourselves on is we make financial education accessible. So that's with our clients. We do that ongoing, not just the first time we see them, but also our community. So we go into schools. We're actually going into Scouts group in March, where, a lot of our clients feel embarrassed when they're like, oh, I feel so embarrassed to say I don't know about this. And we say, well, how are you meant to know? Like, we didn't get taught this at school. No one does. And unless we were in the industry, we wouldn't know anything about this. So what can we do within our community? Yes, we can help our clients. Yes, we can do social media posts to educate people. But what else can we do? And going into schools and working with young people is a big part of that as well. So again, if there's anyone that feels like their children would benefit from that in Scouts, Brownies, Rainbows, any of that, schools, that's something we're really passionate about as well.
Yeah, and if you can't find Richard and Chloe's details, like, come to us, but we'll put you in contact.
Amazing, thank you.
So look, it sounds like a lovely family business you've got, and you've got all aligned on the same sort of goal. Mm-hmm. It's just great having you. I listened to your podcast. Is that something that you're going to do more of?
Yeah, it's it's time that me and Rich get to just sit together and have a conversation. And obviously it happens, but it happens in daily life, whereas we put that time together just to talk, and it was really great. Where we're in the financial industry, we're regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority. When we talk about things on that podcast, we want it to be educational.
Right.
So we need to make sure that's all signed off and it's there. So it's definitely something we want to do in the future. At the moment, we're really busy. So I think, in the next couple of months, watch this space, and hopefully we'll have some more episodes out.
Brilliant. So look, thank you so much for coming. Look, I always say it to everybody, and I genuinely mean it. Like, let's catch up in a year or so and like see where you are and see what the journey looks like now.
Yeah, we're really excited to see you as well. It might change it again in another year.
Who knows? Just watch this space.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.
So that's it for today's episode of Tod Talks. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you found something helpful, heartwarming, or just plain inspiring from today's chat. If you're a parent listening, I'd love to know, what do you want to hear more of? More behind the scenes with local classes, tips from experts, honest stories from fellow parents? Drop me a message at todtalks@toddleabout.co.uk. This podcast is for you, and your voice really matters. And if you're a local business helping families and thinking, I'd love to be part of this, well, you can. Get in touch and we'll have a chat about how we can shine the light on what you do and connect you with families who need you. So until next time, take care, give your little ones an extra cuddle today, and remember, we're in this together.